So how are you all doing today? Yeah, you guys having a good day? Yeah. So can anybody tell me a problem that you might have that you think that you don't think you can face it or resolve it? Can anybody share with me one problem that they might have so that we can all learn from each other? All right, you in the back there. Yeah. All right, I'm having a hard time hearing it.
Dangerous stuff like going like climbing a ladder onto the roof.
Doing dangerous stuff like climbing a ladder onto a roof.
Climbing a ladder on the roof. That's pretty dangerous. That's pretty challenging if you've never done it before. But so we need to know that even if we haven't done something before, that doesn't mean. Yep. All right. So there's a lot of things that we do for the first time that we're not good at, and sometimes we think that we're not good at it means that we're not good or we're a failure. But reality is that you just did it for the first time, so you're not supposed to be great at it, right? Does everybody understand that? Yeah, like when I was in school, 'cause I'm out of school now, but when I would take like a math, try to take a math class and try to solve a math problem, I used to always have problems with that. By show of hands, who has problems solving math problems? Me too. It would take me so long to figure out how to solve that math problem, and I always thought that I just didn't understand math, and I thought that I was not good at it. But reality is that I was just doing it for the first time. So I wasn't supposed to be an expert at it. Just like climbing a ladder. Sometimes you climb these ladders in life and you might not know how to climb that ladder, but you have to just try, right? So how many of you have tried something that you didn't think you can do, and when you tried it, you proved to yourself that you could do it? How many? Raise your hand. Who? All right. Can somebody share one example when you tried something and you didn't think you could do it, and you tried it and you were able to do it? Somebody share one thing.
We're gonna have some popsicle stick because everybody wants to share.
All right.
Nice and loud.
All right. I'm trying to hear. I'm having a hard time hearing the answer.
I tried to do tap dancing, and that was hard at first.
What was that? Kind of came out flush.
Tap dancing. She does a lot of dancing and recitals, but she tried tap dancing, and that was hard at first.
Oh wow. Okay. So tap dancing. So now, you've been able to teach yourself how to tap dance by lots and lots of practice, right? Now what you thought was hard is now easy. So it's like everything with life. We have to practice and practice and practice on what we're trying to get good at in order to become good at it. Just like in math class, you have to practice the equations just so you can get good at it. And the person who practices the most or tries the most is the person who's going to get farther ahead in life than the person who doesn't try. Can we all agree on that? Do you guys all agree on that? Because what happens when we don't try? What happens? We just stay where we're at, right? And if we stay where we're at, we never know what we can actually do. So we have to try. So the person who tries and tries and tries will always go further and farther than the person who doesn't try. So I always have a rule. And this rule is, if you want to remember this, is you have to try at least 10 times on something that you don't think that you can do. So you have to give me 10 really, really, really great tries. Not just like, oh, I'm gonna barely try and count that as one. Because I know how sneaky you guys can be. You guys barely try, and then you say, I can't do it. But you got to really, really try. So at least 10 times.
Gosh, you
Yep.
know my class? You know sometimes they're not getting them all? How do you know this about them?
How do I know that? It's because I have a younger niece and nephew that's about your age, and they always tell me, Uncle, I can't do this. And I'm like, did you try? And they're like, yeah, I did try. And I'm like, let me see you try. And when they try, they barely try. And then they say, I can't do it. Can you do it for me? And then I tell them, no, you didn't really, really try because you just barely tried and you expect me to do it for you. So the lesson here is you got to try at least 10 times and you got to really try. And why do we do that? It's because help might not always be there to help you. Okay, so you have to be able to go and try these things and teach yourself that you can help yourself if you are stuck. Right? That's so important. Does everybody agree on that? Or yes? All right. Because who likes to stay stuck? Anybody like to stay stuck? Yeah, you like to stay stuck? Nobody likes to stay stuck. Who plays video games? Yeah, see, you don't like to stay stuck on one board, right? You want to get to the next level in a video game, right? So you don't ever want to stay stuck in your game. You want to get to the next level. You want to be the next bad guy. You want to get to the higher levels, right? Right. So we're teaching ourselves that we have to show ourselves that we're able to help ourselves so we don't stay stuck. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably have a lot of self-doubt. Who doubts themselves? Yeah, me too. Today I was doubting myself, wondering if I can do what I'm supposed to do today. So who can someone share with me what they tell themselves in that moment when you are doubting yourself? Can someone share with me something? All right, you there in the red.
I doubted myself today when we were doing tests that I was gonna fail.
You did.
And then what did you tell yourself in that moment?
That I think I could do it, and I just need to focus and pay attention.
Yeah, that's a great lesson. So he needs to focus and pay attention. So who has a hard time focusing on things? Yeah, me too. There's so many things that we distract us, right? We're always looking across to see our neighbor, see what our neighbor is doing. What's she wearing? What's he doing? What are they doing? Focusing your thoughts. Focusing your thoughts are very important because if you can't focus your thoughts, you're not going to pass your test, you're not going to learn the material from your teacher, and you're not going to get to the next level in your video game. So you have to stay focused. You can't be looking at TV trying to play a video game, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, but the question is what do we focus on? There's so many things to focus on. So what do we focus on, guys? Can anybody answer that question? What do we focus on?
All the things you could focus on. What are you going to pick? How are you going to pick?
Yeah. How are you going to pick it? What are you going to focus on? You in the purple back there. Okay, I can't hear her because the speaker's way far away.
I'll repeat her. Finish, Bailey. She said she's going to focus on what she's doing right now and block out the other things and sounds that could distract her.
Oh, right. I like that. So you're going to stay in the moment, not going to get all distracted. It's really important. Who else can can answer, what are they going to focus on? And how do you choose to do that? You in the yellow over there.
Raylan, come in closer and you.
What was the question? I always forget.
Okay, so how are you going to focus, and how do you make the choice to focus on? Because there's so many things to focus on. So how do you make that choice to focus in on certain things?
This is what I'm gonna do. How to focus? I'm gonna focus what I'm doing and what you're saying, and work really hard.
Nice.
I like that. So you're going to work really hard. You're going to focus in on, what was that first part? You're going to focus in on what you're doing in the moment.
She said she's going to focus in on what the teacher is saying. So she's going to listen to the guidance of somebody wiser. I like that.
Oh, right. I missed that part. That's really smart. So she brings up a really important point there. She is going to focus in on the people who are smarter than her so that she could pay attention to them, especially the teacher. And maybe it might be the mom or dad or a coach that they play sports in. So it's always important to focus in on people who are smarter than you to learn from them. Because you don't want to focus in on people who know less than you, right? Because are you going to learn anything? Probably not. Probably not. All right. So one thing that I was waiting for somebody to tell me, but no one said it, was are you going to focus in on your dreams? Does your dreams matter? Not just in the moment or what the teacher's saying or what your coaches are. What about your dreams? Do those matter? Will you focus in on those? Is that important or not? What do you think?
Maybe you could help them understand what you mean by dreams, and that you're not just talking about something in the middle of the night that you're thinking about.
Oh, right. Okay. So my dream is to meet people just like you and to talk to them and to encourage them and to show them that things are possible and to never give up in life and to always love yourself. So that's my dream. And I've always liked doing that. So does anybody have something that they've always wanted to do? Like it's burning inside of you, like I gotta do this. Maybe it's playing music, maybe it's becoming an actor, maybe it is traveling around the world or building cars or whatever. Anybody have something like that that's burning with them inside to do, that they really like to do this? All right, now I got some hands. All right.
Oh no.
I didn't hear that part.
Usually, I'd have to say a singer because I practice every day.
A singer because she's practiced every day. Nice.
Wonderful. I love that. So she's focusing on her dream of becoming a professional singer. Maybe we'll see you on the stage one day. I'm sure we will. Who else? Who else?
She wants to be a teacher.
Teacher. That's her dream. That's a great choice. One more. I don't know. Pick somebody.
He wants to be a YouTuber and he wants to make video games.
Wants to make video games. So that's one way you can use. That's one way you can use to figure out how to make the choice on what to focus. Is what your dream is and what you really, really, really want to do. Because in life, there's going to be a lot of people that want you to do a lot of different things. You're not going to know how to focus on what it is that you're supposed to be doing, if it's right or if it's wrong. Some people might want you to focus on doing the wrong thing, right? And what do we say when we know we're going to do the wrong thing? We don't do it, hopefully. Unless you're me, then we do the wrong thing, and then we learn. So we have to focus, but we focus on making that choice every day on what we really would like to do. Maybe it is becoming a singer, playing, developing video games, becoming a teacher, and that should be our guiding principle, or so looking for an easier word. That should be our direction on how to make those decisions. Of that's really, really important to us. Does everybody understand that? Or are you just telling me yes?
So far, I've heard you say when something's hard, they should try it 10 times. And whenever they're trying to decide what's the most important thing to do, they should think about what their dreams are. Is that what you've said so far?
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Good, wise word.
All right. So, and why do we do that? So we know what to focus on, and we know that we always try, because we could try and try, but we could be trying at all the things that don't really excite us or make us happy. Wrong or right? Right? Yeah. So we want to do things that make us happy, but we also want to do things that we're supposed to do, which might not make us happy. So that's why it's important to have our dream, and that's how we can focus to do the things or try 10 times when we don't really want to try 10 times. Because who has a problem getting up early in the morning to go to school? Me. So, but we have to do it. We have to do it. We have no choice. So same thing with trying. There's going to be times when you're trying and you don't want to do it, just like waking up to go to school. You're not going to want to do it. But you know that you're focusing on your dream, you're focusing on what you like to do, and you do it whether you want to do it or feel like doing it, you still do it. Right? Do you guys understand that?
Raj, if somebody wants to be a YouTuber and they don't like math and they don't want to do math, but they might need to learn the math so they know how to get paid and calculate the money they want to make someday for their job, that they should learn the math?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That's so important, because if you're going to make it big in YouTube, you're going to be making a lot of money. And I hope and pray that all of you guys have so much money you don't even know what to do with it all. But in order to manage that money, you're going to have to understand the math. Because if you don't understand the math, then you're going to lose all that money. You understand? And you know why? Because I've learned that experience, and I've experienced that, making lots of money, not knowing the math, and then not having any money, and then wondering, why don't I have any money? So whatever it is that you're doing, it's important to understand the math. It's important to pay attention and focus in on that math and the money going in, going out. Because wherever your attention goes, the money's going to flow out of you. So if your attention is on buying nice clothes or buying stuff that you don't really need, you're going to lose all that money. So you have to control the money and pay attention to it. You understand? Because the more you have something, the more it is you need to be able to manage it. Who understands that or not? I know it's a little hard to understand. All right. Anybody else have any questions? I don't know how we're doing on time here. Oh, we got time.
Right on time.
Yeah.
Who has a question for Raj? London, nice and loud. How do you swim in the water?
How do I swim in the water?
I told them that you were a wonderful, wonderful triathlete.
Oh, you guys know a lot about me. I take my legs off and I jump in the water and I swim freestyle. And I just kind of glide in the water like a dolphin. Yeah.
You make all the noises.
What's that question?
The question. Alice,
Yeah, what? Did you say?
oh, she was just kidding. She asked if you made dolphin noises.
No, I don't. That's a good question.
Do you ride your bike?
Yeah, I ride my bike 3 or 4 times a week. I like riding my bike. Keeps me out of trouble.
So can you tell them a little bit more about the different legs that you use on the bike and the run?
Yeah, I have different legs, just like how you guys have different shoes. Some of you have nice walking shoes, you have some sneakers, you got some flip flops for the different situations, right? So I have a pair of run blades that look like little springs, and I run on those. And then I have cycling legs that are a little shorter that clip in on the bike so I can cycle. Then I have my regular walking legs that I walk on, and they're all designed for me to do what it is that I'm trying to do. Just like your shoes, your sneakers are for you for running, your flip flops are at the beach, and your shoes are when you're all dressed up. Yep. Who else has a great question? No questions, huh?
So she actually we've got a lot of questions.
Oh,
So one of the students remembers that I shared the last time that you spoke with a class that when you were younger, you started off making your own leg. Can you tell them a little more about that?
oh, making my own legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. Man, I can't believe you guys remember that. I don't really remember that. So when I wanted to run, the doctors told me I couldn't run number one. And I don't ever listen to anybody that tells me that I can't do something because I already know that I can do something because what's the principle? We got to try at least 10 times, right? So when someone tells you that you can't do something and you didn't even try 10 times, that person is just telling you what they can't do. They're not telling you what you can do. You understand? So that's really important to understand because as you get older, people are going to tell you things that you cannot do. And I said, okay, I'm going to start making my run legs because they told me that I could not run and that we can't give you run legs. So I started teaching myself how to do that. Who goes on the internet? Everybody goes on the internet, right? Yeah. So there's anything and everything you want to learn, you can learn it on the internet for free. Okay? You could figure anything out, you could learn anything, and you could learn from the most smartest people out on the internet for free, $0. So I taught myself how to build my run legs by looking on the internet and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. I didn't try just 10 times. I tried probably 110 times because I was so focused on my dream of running. Remember how we talked about you gotta stay focused? What do you pay attention to? I was paying attention to running and in my dream and what I wanted to do. So that's how I started building my run legs so I could be able to run. And I did. I did build my run legs. It's a great question.
Great question.
Yeah.
All right. Delana, question.
Look at oh.
Was one of your first
What was it?
do you triathlon?
Oh, trying to hear.
Sorry. She was asking what made you want to do triathlon.
Oh, it's
Can
a
you
good
hear me
question.
now?
Yep, I can hear you. Well, that's a really long story. Hopefully, I could do it really fast. I wanted something to do that scared me. Who's ever been scared? Raise your hand. We've all been scared. Okay. And being scared is a natural feeling. There's nothing wrong to feel scared. Okay, there's nothing wrong to feel scared at all. But allowing yourself to be scared by not, and to the point where you can't make a choice or you can't do something because you're so scared, that's something that might be a little problem that you have to work on. So for me, triathlon scared me so much because I didn't think that I could do it at all. It was impossible. It was this huge, big mountain, impossible. Remember, I built my own run legs, so I did not have any of the equipment that I needed. So I decided to do this triathlon because it scared me, and I was I did that because I did not want the fear or to be scared. I did not want that to have control of me in my life and to prevent me from doing the things that I dream about. Okay? Everybody understand that? Yeah, because sometimes being scared prevents you from doing things, right? Stops a lot of people from doing things, right? So I decided to do something on purpose that made me scared so that I can face it and I can figure out how to use being scared as my motivation and my fuel to keep taking those steps, climbing the ladder, like that girl said or that guy said at the beginning, climbing the ladder. That's how I started triathlon.
Sure. And I feel kind of similar when I go out in the morning and I do a hard training. Then the rest of the day, I think, I
Yep, exactly. Any other questions? Right. Having a hard time hearing that one.
When you were younger, what were your legs made of? Like
Go
your
ahead.
legs that you made, what were they made of?
was kind of wondering if the technology has changed because, okay,
Something about do I remember my legs?
we studied robotic surgery and we know technology is always changing. So she's wondering if the type of substances you used originally to build your legs, if that has changed with technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Technology has dramatically changed the way my legs are made, the materials, the way they make them, the way they design them. So it's dramatically given me more abilities or more freedom. So yeah, it changes almost every year. Yep.
Same with
Good question.
I think the bike components too, and the bicycles getting so much more lighter all the time, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's just evolution. Just things are getting constantly being improved every year, like cars.
Because she's asking if you're more focused on your dreams with triathlon now or with being a speaker and encouraging people like you are with us today.
What a great question. You guys are so damn smart. You know that? Man. Whoa, that's a great question. You know, I always pray a lot. I pray a lot for the direction because sometimes I don't know which way to go and what to do because there's so many things to do. So I just go where I feel like in my heart and soul that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So triathlon is a focus, yes, but it's not like the number one focus anymore. Before it's all I did all the time. Now it's talking to you guys. Now it's writing some books, it's doing podcasts, it's doing a lot more videos to share information and to help people overcome their challenges. So that's more of my focus now. But I still do the triathlon, so I'm able to have something to talk about with you guys. Does that make
And they're very excited to read your work
sense?
someday. They want to know. That's encouraging to them to see you become an author.
Yeah, I'm writing 3 books at the same time. It's been a long overdue. I've had them sitting on my computer for years and years and years, and I haven't really put more into it. And at the same time, while I'm training, I'm actually recording audio to do podcasting, so I can have different subjects to be pushed out for people who want to learn about different topics that I think it would be very valuable for people. So yeah, it's very interesting to see all the different things unfolding besides just triathlon. And that's just a good point to share with everybody that your dream doesn't necessarily have to just be one dream. It could be multiple dreams. It can morph into something else.
A
You
very
can,
good point.
yeah, you can. Who knows? The books might get published, and then I might be a movie star like The Rock, right? Okay, maybe I won't be like The Rock, but because there's only one Rock. But it's important to know that your
Probably
dream
have
could
time
be.
for one more question, I think.
Okay.
And he's in the middle of writing 3 books right now.
Yep.
Okay. All right. She just said she's trying to read your first book. Everybody's excited when you're going to be famous that we knew you.
You guys are gonna be famous. I'm infamous.
Listen to his last word he's going to say, and then we're going to say goodbye. Any last words of wisdom you want to share?
Oh man, last words. Always believe in yourself, no matter even if anybody else believes in you or not. Always pray about everything. Always believe in yourself, no matter what, because that is the number one thing. Because no one's gonna believe in you more than